Lakeside Dental Clinic, Go Island, is brought to you by Lakeside Dental Clinic.
Today we're at 375 Franklin Street. This is Harris House Health Clinic, or commonly known as the Needle Exchange. Using cold water fish to grow vegetables, a gothic romp from Crimson Coast Dance, and going above and beyond, recognizing local teachers. We're inside the reception area now of Harris House. You access it via the back side road. This is Christine. And the first thing I notice when you come in here is it's very warm. It feels like home in a way, which is something that is done very purposefully. When people come here, they're usually looking to exchange paraphernalia that they use with their addiction, through their addiction. And what are the things that you can get here?
Clean needles, cookers, water, filtered water, alcohol, filters, so that you're not taking in any debris to help preventing infections. Ascorbic acid, if you're cooking crack, to break it down. A mouthpiece
To avoid burns.
And this is the screen that goes in to the mouthpiece, and this is a tie.
Mm-hmm. The objective in all of this is not to enable, but rather to avoid and stop bloodborne pathogens. We're going to explore the other things and the reason that Harris House is here. And another service that they provide, besides having an RN on duty all the times that they are open, is just up-to-date information. There's a warning sign here, very potent down. It's free. If free samples are given, watch out for OD. Be prepared, don't use alone. Here, caring for people who need it. We're going to explore that, as I said, on this edition of Go Island. But first, Vancouver Island University is expanding its sturgeon research with a project that uses these cold water dwellers to grow vegetables. Here's Annette Lucas. Lots of great things happening up at Vancouver Island University. Thank you, Annette, for that story. When we started off today's show, we walked through the doors into the reception area of Harris House Health Clinic. We saw some of the reasons why people would come here, but we didn't talk about who those people are, and it's not even necessarily a straightforward conversation. I'm Kate. I host a TV show, but that's not all of who I am. Just like the clients who come through the door, who are they? Can you categorize them?
Yeah, it's difficult to categorize, but you know, I tell people most often it's, you know, our family, our brothers and sisters, our aunts and uncles. I mean, our services are designed to help people be safe and free from viruses that we know can be transmitted through blood or through sexual contact. But ultimately, we relate to people as who they are, their name, their first name, and they come in any number of shapes, sizes, and experiences in history. So that's very much who we try to serve. I
think there might be a bit of a stereotype, and maybe I have some of that in my thinking, that the people who come through the doors are on the street and rock bottom.
Right.
And, I mean, there's some of that.
They still have a name, and you know, certainly people that we serve have challenges around maybe substance use or maybe mental health and addictions, or they're maybe been exposed to a risk practice that they're worried about and want to find out more information about. So I think, you know, the first thing that we try to preserve here is dignity and respect, and greet everybody by name, and where possible get to know a little bit about them before we offer our services.
In order to do that, there needs to be a very high level of compassion and a high level of understanding and education. If you don't understand the issues, you can't possibly have compassion.
And we've got great friendly staff here, so that helps along the way. So
excellent. Okay, just touching the surface, there is an initiative underway right now across the province. It's called Stop HIV. We're going to explore that a bit later on this edition of Go Island. Time now for a short break. Still to come today, a gothic feast of death, physical oddity, humor, and horror, and recognition for a local teacher for a job well done.
Did you know that Nanaimo Hospice has over 250 volunteers Over 100 of them work at our thrift stores to help support our programs. The other 150 work directly in our community with people who are dying, people who are grieving, and people who are caregiving. Over the years that hospice has been in existence, 32 years, we have trained over 1,000 volunteers. We have supported over 32,000 individuals. And our work in the community is something that we feel really builds strong and healthy community.
Just because somebody uses drugs doesn't mean that they can't do it in a safe way. There's a list of some ways to ensure that people who use drugs can help themselves to stay safe. Harris House Health Clinic is here to support people in that, funded by the Vancouver Island Health Authority. We're going to come back and talk to Gordon once again about a province-wide initiative called Stop HIV. But first, the Crimson Coast Dance Society is presenting Highgate, and I'm smiling even though it's a very dark topic. It's a morbid romp through Victorian funerary culture, a gothic feast of death, physical oddity, humor, and horror. Here's a sneak peek.
We're all in this together, are we not? Birth, taxes, death.
The Crimson Coast Dance Society brings Highgate to the Malaspina Theatre on the Vancouver Island University campus on Friday, November the 21st. You can get tickets through their website, crimsoncoastdance.org. And while you're attending the show, you might enjoy a glass of wine. Here's Dunya Tosi now with a look into the BC wine industry. I learned today that 1 in 4 people who have HIV don't know that they have it. I find that shocking, actually, but it's true.
Yes, and it's actually been over the last number of years that health authorities have recognized that HIV is very preventable, but also, given the current treatment regimes, very treatable. And as part of our Harris House's initiative to promote HIV testing, but also to link people into care earlier, we've worked really hard at trying to get the word out to community people who may not know their status, to be able to either get an HIV test or seek treatment. Because I think the big push has been that the treatment interventions are so effective now that your lives saved, years in lives saved, is profound the earlier you get treatment. And
like other diseases.
Yes, it's not a cure at this point in time, but certainly from quality of life, the treatment regimes are pretty sophisticated, and there's ways to access them now that has never been the case before.
And you are making the point that, do you know your status? Being positive is a status, being negative is a status as well. Yeah. And we're not talking just about HIV as part of this campaign. Are you looking at hepatitis C and other blood-borne diseases?
Correct.
Is that correct?
Absolutely. Like, certainly there's a Stop HIV campaign, but when anybody tests, we also walk through with them their status around sexually transmitted infections or hepatitis C, and those are tests that are fairly easily done and just give you a comprehensive look at your health.
People are scared.
Yeah.
It's still today. It's what should we do? And
it's a short blood draw. That's the way we do our testing here. We do a blood draw, and that's probably the most painful part. Although I think sometimes it's the fear of not knowing or knowing. And I think part of the pre and post test counseling process is to alleviate some of that worry for folks. And I think as well, knowing that treatment regimes are so much more effective, getting that word out is very important.
One of the questions I had coming in that someone else actually asked me was, why come here and get a test? Even if you're not an active drug user now, I mean, I could go to my doctor's office or I could come here.
And
right?
welcome to go to your doctor's office for sure. I think doctors are trying to have people engage in routine testing as part of their normal health care. And it's quite interesting, a number of people who were HIV positive in the Vancouver area had never gone through an HIV test, and as part of a routine process, they were able to determine what their status was and then ultimately receive treatment for that. And people who hadn't even suspected of that. So we're an alternative for people who want a discreet setting and certainly are interested in getting more information about either sexual health practices, or if they are using a way of knowing how to use their equipment or supplies in a way that's effective for them and their partners and other people around them.
Excellent. Done with care and compassion, understanding, and no judgment. We're going to switch directions now and throw things over to a series that we started and sort of restarted. It's called Above and Beyond. After being a sales associate for more than 30 years, Nick Fortin went back to school to become a teacher. Maybe it's safe to say that it was his calling because his students and colleagues and peers have now recognized him. Here's Above and Beyond. So congratulations and thank you to Nick Fortin. That brings us to the end of this edition of Go Island. It's been a true pleasure meeting the folks here at Harris House Health Clinic. Their hours are a little bit long for me to tell you them all right now, so you can give them a telephone call, 250-753-6759. They do have a website with more information about the programs that they offer. You can go online, www.narsf.org. Thanks for watching this edition of Go Island. We'll see you next time.
Lakeside Dental Clinic Go Island is brought to you by Lakeside Dental Clinic, a division of the Vancouver Island Implant Center, delivering dental services, including dental implants and sedation dentistry, all under one roof. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Maffeo Salon.